We've got to talk about this CBS News situation. Many accusing CBS News of turning into Trump propaganda or Trump propaganda light for months now, and these concerns are just getting louder and louder, especially after last night's evening news broadcast. Because one, in their brief coverage of the anniversary of January 6th, for some reason they didn't mention Trump's revisionist website. And two, they ran this segment on Marco Rubio's role in the Trump administration where they glazed him harder than a box of Krispy Kremes.
The many lives and many jobs of Marco Rubio, the son of Cuban immigrants and a former Florida senator. He's now the face of U.S. foreign policy and President Trump's point man on Venezuela, all in addition to his roles as Secretary of State, interim national security advisor, and acting national archivist and USAID chief. Whatever you think of his politics, you got to admit it's an impressive resume.
CBS then took a kind of cutesy, jokey pivot to show a series of memes depicting Rubio holding other jobs like the governor of Minnesota, the new Shah of Iran, and the Prime Minister of Greenland, before then adding.
Now, back in real life, of course, these memes may not add up to much, but for Rubio's hometown fans, which are many around here in Miami, it is a sign of how Florida, once an American punchline, has become a leader on the world stage. Marco Rubio, we salute you. You're the ultimate Florida man.
And for many, this just felt like state media promo, state media propaganda, not a segment worthy of airing on a major news broadcast. Right? Many critical and some noting that even Fox has more dignity than this. They're saying that CBS, they're using a news program to do corporate bidding and calling this a naked appeal for support from the White House for Paramount's bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. You know, while we're not in their heads and we can't prove intent on why they got the knee pads out, I mean, this is a crucial point for CBS News right now. It's been the focus of tons of controversy lately, ever since the Paramount Skydance merger put David Ellison in charge and Barry Weiss became the new head of CBS News, right? People have viewed it as a more conservative outlet. Now it's revamping evening news with Tony Dokoupil as the new anchor, and that's been off to a very rocky start. I mean, he only officially started on Monday, but even before then, he was irking people just by the way that he addressed viewers, talking about his goals for the show, saying,
"The point is, on too many stories, the press has missed the story because we've taken into account the perspective of advocates and not the average American. Or we put too much weight in the analysis of academics or elites and not enough on you."
With many finding that troubling, saying that CBS News shouldn't be dismissing input from experts and just hearing the other side and showing them as, equal things. But with that, you had Dokoupil actually fighting back against those comments on Instagram, right? When one person wrote, "I grew up on Cronkite, too bad CBS has lost its Tiffany shine." Dokoupil responded by saying, "What did you love most about him? I can promise you we'll be more accountable and more transparent than Cronkite or anyone else of his era." Also, before his first show, CBS Evening News released new guidelines and promises to its viewers, and one of those was, "We love America and we make no apologies for saying so." And adding, "Our foundational values of liberty, equality, and the rule of law make us the last best hope on earth. We aim to do our part every night." One way to think about our show is a daily conversation about where exactly we are as a country and where we are going. And again, for many, that was a red flag, making it sound like a news network was pledging allegiance to the country. A notion that even more people find concerning because Donald Trump has been moving like he is America. Then also had a lot of people wondering who the hell's running the show. And, Dokoupil made his official evening news debut this week. There was a major on-air blunder.
All right, to other news, as you just heard from Jill. Well, to other news now, to Governor Walz. No, we're going to do Mark Kelly. First day, big problems here. Are we going to Kelly here, or are we going to go to Jonah Kaplan? We're doing Mark Kelly.
While technical difficulties, they happen, many just thought that this moment, it kind of underscored the issues happening at CBS News right now. Variety even calling it an inauspicious sign of where CBS News is headed. But really where you're seeing the biggest concerns has to do with the change of content, the change of tone, and many saying it feels like this is really being built for an audience of one, and that being Donald Trump. To get in his good graces, to normalize his extremism, to be Trump propaganda light, maybe even work in a certain degree as an arm of the White House, which on that note, the White House Rapid Response account actually posted last night's Rubio segment in a positive light. And so also with that, for some of the MAGA crowd, this was an appealing pivot. Really, one of the biggest questions is this going to be a winning strategy for CBS News moving forward? And there, I'll say it kind of depends on the goals. Is the goal to increase viewership, get more ad dollars, get more money, right? Run a successful business, or is it just having a thing to disseminate information, to push propaganda? And there, it kind of brings us back to Elon Musk buying Twitter. But is his goal there to run a business that actually makes a ton of money? Or is it about controlling the public square, are controlling the dissemination of information, what's out there, what's not, because that is its own kind of power. I would argue it's more important than money. Really how the systems work and are connected, especially with this administration, is you could have a loss here, but I mean, to switch it around to everyone, yeah, Jeff Bezos has the Washington Post, but also he has Amazon, also he has Blue Origin, there are government contracts. It feels like with these organizations and social networks getting gobbled up, there is just going to be an understandable distrust of information, whether it be from previously mainstream trusted sources like CBS News and the like.